Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Runway TV. I am your host, Rebekkah Rosado, and I have our amazing Amy here with us today. Hey Ames.
I just don't know why she didn't say co-host, because I feel like we're co-hosting.
I have my amazing co-host, intermittent co-host with me. My intern. No, I'm just kidding.
What? Intern, wow.
I'm totally kidding.
Down a few notches there.
Amy is the best. She's been with me for almost the beginning, which is crazy. Almost 5 years.
Yeah.
So throughout these last 5 years, let's talk about one of the biggest things that you feel like couples struggle with when they come to you for planning their wedding.
I feel like at first they have all these ideas, so I would say narrowing down your Pinterest search, because they have pink and purple and blue and things outside, things inside, and none of it is cohesive. So working on like consolidating them.
So how do you recommend they actually do that? Because when they look at Pinterest, sometimes it can be overwhelming. Like, is there steps that you usually use with your couples to kind of help them break it down?
Yeah, so I would say break it down to ceremony, reception, cocktail hour, bouquets, attire, instead of just having one giant Pinterest board. That way you can narrow down on the tables what do you want versus the ceremony, instead of just looking for everything at one time.
So when it comes to the design aspect, I feel like, at least in my experience, that couples aren't sure if they're like a boho bride or a rustic bride or a modern bride. What do you think are some elements of those pieces of their vibe that would help them kind of put themselves into a category? Not that you necessarily have to, but maybe to make the search a little bit easier.
So 2 things. So I think your venue really kind of defines what your look you're going for, because if you're going to get married in a barn, probably you want more of the rustic look, or if you're getting married in a ballroom, then obviously you probably want more high-end things. And then the second thing I would say is floral. So if you want like feathers and a whole whimsical thing, then you're probably going more boho. If you want everything kind of more structured, then you're looking to be more like of a classic style.
Okay. So when it comes down to prioritizing those things, I think a lot of people struggle because it's like they see all these things, but it probably was Beyonce's wedding, you know, or something. So when they come to us, they're like, I want all these things, but here is my budget. So what do you usually do when people come to you with ideas and kind of narrowing it down for things that will actually fit within the budget that they have?
So for anything, if they're looking at farm tables, I would say have you looked at farm table prices, because they're probably like $100 plus per table. If you're looking at centerpieces, I would say have you met with Floral and looked at pricing for that. For any signage or any additional things, I would say definitely do your research on pricing, because they all look stunning, but not necessarily are they within your price range. Etsy is a great place to get templates for frames and things if you're going to make your own seating chart or your own welcome sign, and get those printed yourself.
Mm-hmm. And then a big recommendation too would be to hire a professional stationer, because Etsy is great too for certain things depending on, again, your priority list, but then there's also things that I feel like some people get into projects and they're like, this is just too much work, and sometimes it would be easier to hire a professional for those things too.
Yeah. We actually had a DJ we work with in Tampa who just got married, and he was trying to make his own arch, like the wooden octagon like arch, and he said he started it and then he posted a picture of how frustrated he got, and he's like, I ended up just hiring somebody to build it for me, because he was like, this is just way too much. So even we who think we do this every day, we still think every vendor has their own purpose.
Yeah, and we're going to do another episode of Runway TV soon that's going to share a little bit about vendors and how to find them, so tune into that one too to help you out. So,